DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat.
What is up, Mixers? Welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. We've got the judging show today. My name is Emily, also known as Mil Nikon, and let's say hello to our other Vixens. We've got JJ, also known as the Flavor Pro. Hello, Jennifer.
Oh, she's still muted.
I froze. What?
Hey.
Hi.
She doesn't have her camera, but she's still showing that Halloween spirit with a funky little Halloween picture. And we've got Rin Vapes. Hi, Rin.
Hi.
Hey, you're looking good. I love the makeup. And Jennifer Winstead, also known as the E-cig Fairy. How you doing?
Fantastic. How's everybody doing? A little bit under the weather, but I'm here. And I'm a little laggy still. I couldn't find my mask. I don't feel good. So this is what you get.
Alrighty. Well, let's say hello to the boys. We've got off screen, but with us in spirit is Shindo.
Hello, family.
Hello, Shindo. We've got Concrete River.
Yeah, I'm not a coward, so you can actually see my face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just a hockey player, so.
Is that what you're dressing up for? Is Halloween?
It's just what he is.
And we've got our guest judge, Wayne Walker. How you doing?
Hello.
Welcome.
No Halloween for me.
Wayne's actually dressed up right now, too.
Yeah, I'm dressed up as a hamburglar.
How's everybody week this week? Has anybody done any mixing? Anything new?
Mostly just dealing with some sort of impending catastrophe in my head. I've just been I've already got anxiety stuff, and then somebody's telling me the sky's falling, and so it's just been one constant thing of worry. I'm just buying as much nicotine as I can possibly stand and just burying it in holes around the yard.
Yeah, I ran out of space in my freezer. I mean, I only have a drawer that is assigned to me for nicotine, and that drawer is full.
Yeah, stock up.
I actually bought a mini freezer off Craigslist to fill with nicotine. That's how freaked out I am. So.
Like a chest?
No, because we fucking rent, and we're gonna be moving in a while at some point. So it's literally just the size of a dorm room freezer, and it's just stuffed with fucking nicotine at this point.
Yeah, I don't have that much. I have 10 years worth for 3 people.
I just quit nicotine. That's what I did.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my husband and my son and myself, but I do have team free shit, and they're just out of luck if something goes down.
Yeah, they're beat.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I've mostly replaced nicotine with just copious amounts of coffee. But
wait, have you really quit nicotine?
Yeah. I've been out for a month. It was actually super easy, way easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Find it messes with my flavor though.
It does.
Yeah, I mean things definitely feel less full, but other than that, it's it's the same across the board for everything. So it's not it's just everything's a little bit less. It's not this gets messed with more than this. So
yeah.
Well, I figured I'd up my nicotine and just go to MTL, and then it'd last longer.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I don't I'm pretty sure I could easily quit nicotine if I wanted to, but I have no intention.
I have no intention either. I have zero intention. As a matter of fact, I've been concocting in my head if I can use one of those nicotine strips that they sell now that are not really damn tobacco, and then vape zero. I mean, if it comes down to it way down the line, because I think 10 years is enough. I'm 47, going on 48. I'll be 58 then. Am I still going to be mixing at 58?
Yeah, if you're still vaping.
Everybody here's like that.
God, I hope not.
I was planning for like 30 years,
Yeah.
Hey, does anybody legitimately know if salts store longer than freebase?
I mean, like scientifically, it shouldn't really be different.
I think so, because it didn't. Yeah, Pretty Matthew told me that they used to turn their old nicotine into salt. So
yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I know that salts just don't do it for me as far as flavor is concerned. So I might as well be vaping at zero. And I vape with nicotine because I do enjoy that little bit of a zing in the back of my throat.
Yeah, I vape at 1. I've been vaping 1 milligram for like 2, almost 3 years now. And from 0 to 1 is a difference. Like, there's definitely a difference in flavor.
I have a question.
On that 1 milligram, it's like so low.
Wayne, if you didn't have the whole YouTube thing, would you be at 0?
No, I don't think so. I think the difference in flavor, I like the flavor of vaping more than like the actual nicotine aspect of it. And I think that 1 milligram is enough to get that flavor without needing to be at like 3 or 6.
How much liquid do you consume a day?
I consume probably 15 to 30 a day.
Yeah, so we're about the same milligrams per day. It's somewhere around 25 to 35 milligrams.
Yeah.
Total. That's what we kind of need. When you get down to the very bottom and you still need that little bit of nicotine.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I could like bump the nicotine up and consume less, which I've thought about doing, but I don't know if I need to. I might just try to consume less as it is, at 1.
And for me, I do MTL all day long, like during the day at work, and at night is when I chain vape. So maybe I just need, and I only go through 2 mils of juice when I'm MTL and when I'm using the Z-Bip. So maybe I can get more of that in. I don't know. And I'm only at a 9 on that. So it's not like I'm at 18 or 12 or 24.
Right.
I don't know. But I consume about 15 mils to 30 a day also, depending on what I'm vaping.
You still use the Z-Bip?
Yeah, all the time. I got 2 of them.
Interesting.
One for menthol and one for fruit.
One thing I will say, though, is that as someone who vapes without nicotine now, I put menthol in everything, or cooling, like a lot of cooling and everything.
That's probably because you're looking for that throat hit.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of replaces that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I was been trying to figure out a way to get that throat hit without nicotine, and it is difficult because the throat hit is different. It's like it's different than like a throat burn that you get from like citric or something.
You just need some green with envy, my dude.
Yeah.
Some like
everybody should just vape green with envy.
Some like 3% WS-23. You feel me?
I have some flash, but I haven't used it by itself yet to see if that does anything. Have you tried that, Wayne?
Yeah, and it's part of like the base that I've been working with, but it's not quite the same. Yeah, it's just different. But I think if there is that, like if you could just add an additive and it gives you that third hit, I think a lot of people would find they don't really need nicotine,
I don't know. I don't know because I've tried it. I do my testers at 1 and that's still not full enough for me. I need to go to 3 to be able to taste it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're looking for like that punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's just something satisfying about that little hit that you get.
Yeah, I'm looking to get filled up in the throat.
So how did you guys like mixing our recipes this week? How was that?
The mixing part sucks, like always, but the tasting part wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until just now that when we were talking before the show that 3 out of the 4 of us submitted our mint chip ice cream.
Yeah, and I thought it was like a theme thing.
Yeah, no, it just happened to be what we all picked. as our favorite.
Oh,
I kind of
interesting.
wish I hadn't. I kind of wish I had gone with my deconstructed cheesecake now.
Me too. I kind of wish you did that too.
Oh, that's right. Telling. What does that mean?
No, I mean, I'm not the biggest mint guy. But you guys
I'm
know I
not
love
happy with
cheesecake.
how it steeped out.
Mr. Cooperian isn't a mint guy.
Yeah. So, and then I saw him. I was like, oh, I guess it's like a mint show, or I tried to figure out exactly what the theme would be, because
Yeah,
it was
no
all kind of like
theme.
ice creams.
We just all pick our favorite from the month, and it just happened to be 3 out of 4 were mint ice cream. So it'll be interesting to see what
I'm not
happens.
that big on mint and chocolate. That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Have you
Yours
never
didn't have
done
any.
judging on the show before, Wayne?
No, first
Okay.
time. First, is it my first appearance? I don't think so.
No, it
I think
can't
I've
be.
appeared. No, I think I've appeared in like the earlier episodes once, but this is definitely the first time judging.
Nice. Well, we're happy to have you. Welcome.
Okay.
So you guys just want to jump on into it?
Who doesn't want to just jump right into it?
Let's just jump on into it.
Oh, we told
think
Friction
we
the
like
order
what's his
before
name.
the show. I think we're going to start with Winstead's recipe.
Oh, okay. It's usually worse the first, so thanks.
No, always. Don't be like
Winstead,
that.
will you give us approximately 3 paragraphs on why you chose each of the 12 flavors you used?
Did I use 12 on that one?
No, I didn't count. It was just a joke.
You used 8 plus a sweetener.
That's sweeter.
doesn't count.
though.
And that's pretty damn good now. Hold on, let me pull it up. I don't even have it pulled up. I wasn't ready for you to throw me in the pot that fast.
I mean, 8 plus a sweetener, that's basically reformed for Winstead.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
Might as well be a fucking one shot.
So let's talk about it. So the picture was a creamy something with fruits. And to me, it was like a yogurt. It looked like a yogurt with some fruit on top. So I used the strawberry yogurt. Strawberry milkshake from Flavor West and strawberry yogurt from TPA to make the yogurt creamy base, mixed together at equal parts at 3%. I needed more strawberry in it, so I used the TFA sweet strawberry because it's got a candier note to it, but not as candy as Capella's. It's got a different candy note than Capella's does. I used Cream Fresh from FA to give it more of a milky. It came out a little bit too thick, too much like a frosting before I added the Cream Fresh to it. That creamed it up a little bit for me. Vapor Zone Blueberry is a very nice, it's like a upgraded bilberry from Flavor Art without the green notes in it, but it's dark enough that I feel like it punched through enough to give it an essence, like there was some blueberry in there, but it's not the primary note. And then Vienna Cream to add a little bit of the vanilla note to there, to the mix with sweetener at 0.25%. I'm sorry, guys. Because for me, 0.5 would have been way too sweet. I find that it's pretty sweet. It's kind of thick. It's not heavy on the yogurt. It's actually light. It's like a cream yogurt type. And the butter is in there because the yogurt itself needed something salty, and I don't know how to describe that any other way. That the butter added a certain sappy flavor to it, in the like that pinch of salt that you would mix in a mix that you were cooking at home. That's it. That's what I did.
I feel like I'm the least qualified person to talk about this recipe just because all of your nuance with your strawberries and nonsense, like I get none of that, and that's my own damage.
Yeah, I pick up a lot of the fruits there. I think the fruits blend, and like the way the fruits kind of blend with the cream is pretty good. But I don't pick up like the golden butter. I don't think that ingredient is quite necessary. I think for more of like a yogurty flavor, the creams chosen might have been a little too light. because I kind of get more of like a almost like a melted marshmallow type of cream rather than like a thick yogurt. But I do like the blend. I do like the blueberry from the super concentrates blueberry. I think that's pretty good because I haven't really used it before. And the blend with the strawberry milkshake and strawberry yogurt. Strawberry milkshake's another flavoring that I've never really used. It's always just kind of sat in the drawer. But
Oh, you need to start using that. It's so good.
yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, part of this is because we have so many new mixers out there, or so many people trying to mix, that I was trying to use basic, TFA, Capella, Flavor West, FA, stuff that's easy to get just no matter where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the blueberry is the only one that's kind of out there, but it is a good blueberry. And I'm trying to think if FA Bilberry would have been an easier option to get and also do the same thing. And I'm not quite sure.
Bilberry gave it too many of the green notes that I didn't want
Right.
in this. I wanted more of a candy kind of confection.
It's kind of like Bilberry meets Hanks and Blueberry. That's kind of how I pick up
Mhm.
SC
agree.
Blueberry. So
And
if
I
you
thought
have
about
those,
Flavor West, but then that would have been too far on the candy side. So I was at a loss, and I like that one, so I just threw it in there. And it's at Bull City, so they can get it.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the blueberry a lot. I don't think it really tastes that much like a blueberry. It just tastes like a berry that's blue, kind of. I don't know. It's different.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah,
Well, in the
but
picture,
I like your.
it had blackberries as well, and blackberry is a terrible flavor to work with. So I figured I'd pick a really dark blueberry. But the picture itself is kind of pink, right? So it would have just been a taste of the blue or the darkness, deepening everything up.
Yeah, I think it's pretty soft. It's pretty creamy. It's pretty fruity. Like it hits all those notes pretty well, and it's a little touch waxy for some reason, which I don't know. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's the marzipan. Not really sure, but I'm assuming you use the golden butter because of that. And but I don't really pick up the golden butter too much either.
Do you pick up the marzipan? Because I don't. I just find it to add to the frosting like finish.
No, I just assume that's what it was for.
Yeah, I don't pick up much marzipan, but I'm curious to know if I would taste a difference without it.
There was a difference without it. I had mixed it without it. It did not have marzipan, and it did not have golden butter till the end.
Mm-hmm.
The picture kind of looks like when people make those soaps and they make them look like actual fruits that you could eat.
Is that what the picture looks like to you?
What are those images? What is that fruit? Is that a strawberry?
Yeah.
Like a white strawberry?
The white strawberry.
Interesting. My critique would be, I think it's a little convoluted. I think it's just a little mushed together. It's a little soft on the edges, and I don't get quite clarity between any of the notes. Everything kind of feels a little too tightly packed in. And I think if there was, say, someone doesn't want the sweetener, I think it would be a little too soft. The sweetener certainly helps it out.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like not getting some of the nuance of the strawberries, but still like it's like a good cohesive, like fruity recipe. I definitely like that blueberry. But like when you're describing it with talking about yogurt, like that tang from a yogurt would have really just set the entire thing off. And I'm kind of missing what I'd expect from that kind of tang.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems a little bit too creamy and a little too safe.
Yeah. Yeah, that yogurt, it's to me, it's not really I wouldn't call it a yogurt. It's just a little more like almost like a marshmallow. But it does have a nice flavor. I think the flavor is pretty nice, and I think there's some sort of blend there with that blueberry and that strawberry. Do you taste the strawberry at all, Rick?
I get something kind of strawberry-ish, but when I do taste strawberry, it's not a particularly great flavor because it really lends towards that kind of like candied, almost dirty sort of strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about that strawberry and the way the earthier part of that blueberry is interacting that's a little funky, but I like funky.
Interesting.
Yeah, but like any of like those lighter, more delicate strawberry notes, like those strawberry ripe type, like maltol heavy kind of strawberry notes, like are just completely gone for me, and I just get like a really kind of low, almost dirty, bassy strawberry.
Cool.
You have a dirty recipe. That's Rick's assessment.
No, that's
A dirty berry.
It's like a dirty
Smoky
berry.
green.
that's why I specifically recuse myself from these things.
Dirty is a good thing with Rick. He just wants to get in there like a pig in mud.
Hey, but that's why this show is the most popular show on our show, is because you guys get to throw it to us, and people like to see drama. You know what I mean? They want to see you guys be nasty.
So basically, Winstead sandbagged this week.
No, I didn't.
Like when we're talking about strawberries, like I'm completely upfront about it. Like I try to be upfront with my whole strawberry thing. Like if we came to that judging and both Wayne and Kyle said like, "Oh shit, this is amazing," I would have been like, "Okay, cool, whatever. That's a strawberry. It's fine." Like I trust other people's judgment on it. It's just not my thing personally.
Yeah, and the strawberry is like a main note, so you would have to certainly taste all of it to get the strawberry right.
I think you did for the fruits. You definitely picked like a pretty banging combo.
Yeah, I do want to see this like as a better yogurt.
Yeah, and I can't do the tang in yogurt because it just
That like sour cheese note.
Yep, I'm a sour cheese note taster.
Someone out there do it.
That's
just
right.
cheese me up.
Change the yogurt.
Oh crap! Dave's calling you out, Winstead. Care to comment?
What did he say?
He said it wouldn't be the first time Winstead sandbagged.
I know, but he wasn't here, so I didn't throw anything crazy out there.
You could have just added like 2% vanilla yogurt from Delosi. I know people can't buy it from Full City, but that would have given you a little bit more tang. But
I could have thrown 1% anise in there and then tortured everybody.
No.
Rick would have loved it, though.
Yeah, I would have been into that shit.
0.5% Hasten Italian cream.
I could do that for others. I can't do the Italian cream myself.
Really? Oh, I love that stuff.
So
or just TFA Greek yogurt.
No, it's gross.
What's the greater accomplishment? Making me buy taro or making me buy 3 more strawberry flavors I'm never going to use?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forget that you can't taste strawberry. I should have picked another one.
No, like I'm completely a joke. That's fine. I should probably have those on hand, and at least they were the cheap ones. But yeah, I was like, oh fuck, I stopped buying strawberries like 2 years ago.
They're fine. They're just like really expensive PG for Rick. Use them as filler.
Okay, you guys want to do Rin's recipe now?
Sure.
Absolutely sure. Let's do Rin's recipe. Rin, will you talk about your recipe?
Sure. So mine's a mint chocolate chip. I used my made up ice cream base because I don't tend to like a lot of ice creams. And I didn't want to go Liquid Barn because I get like a buttery note from it that I didn't want to use. Okay, I was getting alerts on my computer. Anyway, so I used 0.5% of cream by Flavora, 0.5% of milk by Flavora for the ice cream. Then I used creme de menthe by Flavora at 1% because it makes like the nice mint. What the heck is going on with my computer? You guys can still hear me and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then I used creme de menthe for like the mint base, and I like the mint in it and the chocolate in it. I used Wonder Flavors chocolate cookie crust at 1% to boost the chocolate and give it like a little bit of texture. So it's more of like almost like a cookies and cream mint type thing. And then I added 0.1% of Flavora peppermint just because I like that mint and I wanted to make it more complex. And then 0.5% of vanilla bean by Flavora because I like the vanilla bean note in it. That's it.
Well, this recipe does a couple of really cool things for me. Like the first off is that Flavora milk thing. I still don't know what the hell's going on with that flavor and why it works the way it does, but it really does help to thicken recipes at that lower kind of percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Again, completely mystified why it should work that way. I think I tried it that way once, just fucking around. It was like, oh shit, that actually works. So it's cool to see that here. I feel like the balance on the recipe is actually really good. I feel like you're dealing with like mint, right? And you add some flora peppermint and stuff, but I don't feel like you get too much like mentholation out of it. Like I feel like it does give you like a nice solid mint note in there. The base is pretty solid. I think with the vanilla bean, I don't necessarily get that at 0.5%. I really like that flavor, but I don't know if it's something with my palate or whatever. But I kind of have to blast that to taste it. I do like it, but yeah, I kind of have to blast it. I didn't really notice any extra vanilla in there, so maybe it just folded in the way it needed to.
Yeah, I like to take that one up a little bit higher too.
Yeah, I mix low, so usually people have to double whatever I mix at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely get the vanilla for me at least.
Oh, look at
Overall,
you
I
with
really
your
like this
functioning
recipe.
taste buds.
I think it's one for the Flavora flavor book if it didn't have chocolate cookie crust, because I get Reese's Puffs from that shit.
You get Reese's Puffs?
Yeah, I get like
Weird.
peanut butter acetylpyrazine from it. Like,
Huh.
Yeah, I do too. I get that. That's a good description. Like an AP. I get a little bit more of like a cocoa note in there, but I do get like an AP note from it. I like this recipe too. I do think that it is a little unbalanced. It feels just a touch too, I don't know, maybe because it's low and I'm more of like a higher flavored guy. It just tastes like it's just sitting a little unbalanced on my palate. I get a little more of that AP note than I'd like. And I think the peppermint, while laid in nicely, it does seem to kind of overpower some of like that vanilla note. So it kind of blends more into like a creamy thing going on. But I do like the flavor, the overall flavor of the recipe. I don't really find much to critique there. I think it could be a little bit more flavorful. I think that would be my only critique. Maybe more chocolate as well. Maybe like a more defined chocolate.
I think with the lower flavor amount, I definitely get enough chocolate from the creme de menthe.
The problem I
Like-
have with chocolates for me personally is anytime I tend to add it, it just kind of mushes in with everything. There's no separation. It
Yeah.
turns into a chocolate ice cream with mint in it. And
Yeah,
I
I
didn't want that.
Yeah, you do. You don't get like a like you're saying, like with chocolates, it does kind of like blend everything together, and I don't kind of get that with this recipe. It does seem to be a little bit more separate, which is a good thing. I just wish it would. I just wish it was a little bit, maybe a little bit more there. But that's a good move, because like anytime you use like Australian chocolate or like I've been using a lot of like chocolate milk from One-on-One, it kind of just taints everything, and it's hard to really turn it into a chocolate chip rather than like a chocolate base.
Yeah, I do like really like where your head was at with like going for the like the cookies and cream, like the mint cookie, and the mint cookie ice cream is supposed to like just a mint chip ice cream. And yeah, I just kind of wish that that chocolate crust didn't have that weird kind of like savory, almost peanut butter note to it, because I like the idea of putting that in there and playing it instead of like trying to make a discrete chocolate chip. It's just there's something a little bit funky and savory on the tail end of that flavor.
Yeah, I was gonna go real flavors, cookies and cream, but I couldn't find it. So this was
R.I.P.
Yeah, well, that too.
I saw something random on Facebook. Is some other company picking them up?
Yeah, some Canadian company
Yeah,
bought like all the recipes.
DiyOrDie juice is picking up like the more popular ones. I don't know if they're I don't
Yeah,
think the whole line, but just like
Oh,
the-
nice.
I would imagine they're cookies and cream, right? That seems to be
I
one
would
of the
hope
popular
I would
ones.
think so, because that's
Definitely, dude. They have so many shit flavors for like every one of their good flavors. That's
Yeah.
gotta be one.
Yeah, cookies and cream is one of their better ones.
I feel like they need to like just make 130 mil of baked bread available, because you really don't need much of that, but the only places it really fits in, it's absolutely indispensable.
You can't beat it.
No,
What are you
seriously,
putting bread in?
I've done some stuff where I need just a little bit of baked bread, and it's something stupid like half. It's like you got to make a dilution, and it's like 0.1% of a dilution, and seriously, it sets a recipe off. And like, there's no other like bread flavor that works the way it does.
It's an interesting segue. You want to talk more about your bread?
No, it's not.
We can deep dive in here. We got the time.
I don't want to deep dive into anything about real flavors. I'm just saying they should have they should manufacture at least 30 milliliters of that, because you really only need about 2 milliliters of that for a lifetime supply.
My favorite is RF Baja because it starts out really good and then you get like a rubbing alcohol aftertaste.
I don't think I liked many of the real flavor stuff, but they have a couple very strange flavors that I've come to rely on.
I feel you on the baked bread. Anyway, what's the next recipe up on the chopping block?
We got Jarvis's recipe next.
Oh, okay. Would you like to walk us through your recipe?
Alrighty, let's see. I did Flavor Art vanilla ice cream and Vienna cream and Oba Oba as my ice cream base. And then TPA ruby chocolate for the chocolate part, and whereas mint flavors. I'm pretty positive my recipe has it in here as some wonky kind of version of of mint. I don't know, but that's the one I have. I have mint, not mixed mint. I'm not quite satisfied with how it's steeping out. I've lost all of my cream. I can't taste it now at 3 weeks. The chocolate's kind of overtaken everything. It's also kind of musty, like that musty attic or library kind of smell. It may just be the room smell that I'm smelling, but I can taste it. And it's pissing me off. And the mint seemed to have died out. So I ended up adding more back to my second batch because I had lowered it down from 1.5 to 0.75 during the show. And I've ended up adding it back up to 1.5 and it's still kind of weak compared to the chocolate. So I don't feel like this is really finished, and I kind of want to change the chocolate now and add like a little bit of raspberry.
Interesting. I mean, I like the recipe.
Yeah, I think we all liked it actually.
It's good, or it's good early on. Like
Yeah.
the first week, it was good. And then all of a sudden, week 2, it started getting a little weird. Week 3, everything changed and went wonky. So like,
Interesting.
if you
So
want to
is
mix it,
sinus
mix it
problems
fresh.
too, and maybe that's affecting the way you taste it now.
It may be that too. I'm kind of, my allergies are all sorts of crazy because my 2 new cats. So it's going to take me 6 months to recover from that. By then, spring allergies will be on.
Yeah, I mean, I think the recipe is pretty good. I like the ruby chocolate in the recipe. I like the cream with the Oba Oba. It makes like I think the Oba boosts both the mint and the like berry sort of deal
Yeah, and
going with
it kind of, at 3%, it also adds a little bit of waxiness to the chocolate. So it gives it kind of an aspect of the chocolate chips.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get any of that mustiness or, I mean, overall, I think it's pretty good.
I think the chocolate changes as it steeps because it didn't taste like that to begin with.
Mhm.
I liked it the first week. That's why I picked that one.
Yeah.
And then the second week, I'm vaping it and I'm kind of like, what's something? My mint's starting to die. So let's add a little more mint.
I think we're all on week 1, aren't we?
Yeah, this only is at a couple days.
But week 1's pretty banging. Like I really like the mint choice. Mint choice is very natural tasting. Which
it
prefer.
seemed like the most mint ice cream mint to me.
Yeah, it's not. There's no like peppermint oil extract in there, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the ruby chocolate is forever interesting and weird and different. It's actually a flavor I've never really been able to put like my finger on completely.
Well, it's the chocolate. It's kind of like TFA chocolate with a bit of raspberry in it because it's got a couple of raspberry molecules.
Yeah, I get like a
general
hint of
fruity.
some red berry. I don't even.
Have you looked into like that ruby chocolate thing, because it's absolutely hilarious that's the flavor that TFA came out with for ruby chocolate.
Yeah, ruby chocolate's not berry chocolate
No.
at all. But
like they literally just saw the marketing for Ruby Chocolate and said, yeah, we need to get on this hype, and then did something that I actually really like. Like, I like the Ruby Chocolate flavor, but it apparently has nothing to do with what Ruby Chocolate actually is.
yeah, that's like someone putting a berry flavor in like red velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good though. Like it's not what it should be, but I kind of like the flavor.
Yeah, me too.
It's a chocolate that isn't gross, which is like a huge fucking accomplishment.
I think
It's-
I'm just weird with chocolate vapes. Like I've never
It's not
really
the
been
best
able to vape
chocolate
them.
either. I don't think it's the
No.
best chocolate, but it does have an interesting flavor.
But it has that fake, not fake, but it's processed chocolate.
Yeah, like that commercial milk chocolate.
It's the stuff you're gonna get in the cheap ice cream.
Yeah.
Like, Wayne's gonna shill on his one-on-one chocolate. Yes, man.
Sometimes you just want to garbage your recipe up, you know?
Yeah, all the time.
I just like it because it's not that chocolate milk, like chalky, like powdered chocolate flavor, and it also isn't trash, and that's really hard to get in one concentrate.
Yeah,
Apparently.
This is gonna be one of those ones I mix and keep in a week. Like I'm only gonna mix enough to vape it in a week. I'm not gonna let it steep.
You'll
I
have
do want to play around more with the Oba and creams specifically.
Oh, okay. I made up this really, really weird one, and I did like 3 or 4% Oba with hypnotic mist. It's really weird and it's
Is that
really
a
good.
Flavor West flavor, right?
No, it's flavor art, hypnotic mist.
Oh, right.
I threw a little lavender and Zen Garden. It got weird.
That is very weird.
Zen Garden?
Yeah. I said to Winston, I'm like, this is really weirdly good. Try it.
And I said I will one day.
I was so on board until the Zen Garden came on.
Yeah.
Just a tiny it was just like 1 or 2 drops. It wasn't very much, just enough to give it a little bit of spice in the background.
Okay.
Kind of like a fancy mixed drink with like whipped frosting stuff on top.
I just, yeah, like for all that you said about this not steeping right or whatever, like I really liked this recipe, and it was really interesting to me because I feel like it does a lot of things that I haven't seen other recipes do, and it approaches the profile in like a kind of unique way with that oba and that FA gelato, which has that little bit of waxiness to it too already. Like it kind of manages to capture like it kind of tastes like somebody made a McFlurry out of mint ice cream with like mint M&Ms in it. Like it's almost like kind of crunchy, and you don't get much actual like cream flavor to it, but it has that same kind of volume and that same kind of sweetness. That I
Yeah,
think
but it's
works
also
out really
chic at the same time.
well. Yeah.
Unlike a McFlurry.
Dude,
It's like an Italian McFlurry.
It's
I got
a
that
coffee
Steph
house
Curry
McFlurry. Yeah.
And for the mint choice, I think that was probably my favorite part out of this week was that mint choice, just because I really do like the Inaware mint. And we kind of went back and forth about what the mint actually is in mint chocolate chip ice cream, and I think it's probably closer to a spearmint. Like I think you're kind of more on the right track.
Yeah, it's not super pepperminty, but then it's also not spearmint gum.
Tell you one thing though, I do love peppermint ice cream.
Yeah, I like mint chocolate chip ice cream, but I'm weird with like mint and chocolate with anything else. Like I like chocolate and nuts, but I'm really not a fan of chocolate and like fruit.
Mhm.
So I'm a weird person when it comes to chocolate. And I like TFA Ruby chocolate. It's weird.
I do want to see what you could do with like a separate chocolate and raspberry.
I was kind of thinking Wonder Flavors chocolate chunks or Vape Train dark chocolate with either Vape Train juicy raspberry, or I would like to use Real Flavor black raspberry, but since RIP, maybe
some
even
razzleberry.
raspberry gives me a weird powdery note. TFA sweet strawberry or sweet raspberry, maybe a little bit. I think that could work. I might have to come out with a version 2.
Well, I can endorse version 1 if you vape it within a week, because it was seriously interesting to me.
It's refreshing. It's good for winter if you like that kind of thing.
Okay. Do we want to do Emily's recipe?
I think we're done. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Oh.
Right, yeah, sure.
Whatever.
All right, I did a surprise, a mint chip ice cream as well. I was gonna go with like the old school ice cream base of Vienna cream and fresh cream. But I wanted the cream to be a little bit thicker and voluminous, if you will, than fresh cream offers. So I went with Flavor cream and Vienna cream, my ice cream mix, which I think turned out pretty well. And then for the peppermint, I did the bulk of it is Liquid Barn white chocolate peppermint. Man, it's such a good flavor, and I just wanted to use it because it's so good. And then, but to bump up, kind of give the peppermint a little bit more of like an edge and a little bit of iciness, I threw in just 1/4% Flavor peppermint. It's like a real sweet, but like real icy peppermint. And then for the chocolate chips, I did 1% Hanks in Australian chocolate. I don't care what Wayne says, but I think Australian chocolate makes a good like kind of a harder chocolate chip or candy bar type chocolate. It's has a little bit of like that harder cold type texture chocolate to it to me. So I went with that.
Okay. I love everything in this recipe, just not necessarily as this profile. If that sounds weird, I'm not sure, but like I like it because it's actually like a pretty sharp peppermint flavor to me, at least. And I think the Vienna cream actually accentuates that, especially at the beginning of the steep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cream is not the softest thing. Flavor cream is not the softest thing in the world, but it's really nice in here.
It's real edgy the first few days. Like
Yeah. Yeah, this is an emo mint chip ice cream. But the Australian chocolate is kind of it's interesting because it's kind of a back note in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me personally, this is the one I'm probably going to vape the most after this show. Just because this is like more up my alley than anything else.
This is definitely the iciest of the bunch.
Yeah. There you go. It's the best Zero Nick recipe.
I like it too. I think the peppermint from however many days it's been, it still is a little sharp and kind of overpowering. And I don't get much of like the creaminess from the white chocolate and the cream, Flavor cream. And then I kind of get like that back note of Australian chocolate, but I do think the Australian chocolate is the right choice because we were talking before the show, and I think this tastes very close to like that Edie's ice cream that you get at like the supermarket in like the big pints. And it kind of has like that cheapish, commercialish vanilla ice cream flavor with like that sort of, podunk chocolate chip in there, which is good because I like that kind of ice cream, and it's very accurate to that. But I do wish it was a little creamier from what it is now. Maybe it steeps out, which I'm sure it does since it's a mint.
Yeah, like if you kind of sit it aside and vape it in another week or so, the mint does die down a bit and the creaminess does come out a little bit more. Yeah,
that's probably my biggest critique. And like I was saying before, like separating the chocolate, it is difficult. This recipe, it kind of does it, but to me, mainly I get like that chocolate on the finish. It's not quite like a top note, or it's not like inlaid into the recipe. It kind of you kind of get like that deep chocolate flavor on the finish, like a little bit of it. It's not much, but it is pretty nice flavor. But I would say it's the most flavorful of the bunch as well. It's definitely like in terms of like strength of the flavor, it packs the most.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think this has about a week steep in it for me, and it still kind of reminds me of like peppermint schnapps mixed with half and half, which isn't a bad thing. Like I'm not like shitting on it, but
that sounds like terrible.
that peppermint's a little aggressive at a week. Like it could definitely calm down a little bit more, but
coward.
Yeah, right. I'm the coward. You do nothing but drink green with envy now, dude. But it's It's not bad. It's just that peppermint's a little bit sharp, and then I don't get much separation in the way of chocolate. So it is like kind of like that sort of peppermint schnapps bite, a little bit of a creamy back end, which sort of fits with the source material if you're going cheap ice cream. But then it's just like a little bit of chocolate like hanging out at the back.
Cool.
I mean, maybe mix peppermint schnapps with half and half. It's really not that bad.
We'll go back. We'll go in the back now, and I'll start crying. You guys did a good job.
So who wants to announce the winner? Are you ready, Friction? Okay, if nobody else is going to announce it. So yeah, I think our favorite recipe this week was probably Jarvis's.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Awesome. Congratulations, JJ.
Wow, thank you.
Yay!
Yeah, we all like Jarvis's, I think, the best. What would you say second place? Emily's?
For me, Emily. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably have to go Ren's in second place.
Thanks, Rick.
Yeah, no problem.
Come on, Rick. You know you like that strawberry you can't taste.
No, I didn't consider that one. Like I said, I would have been fully willing to defer to the judgment of my esteemed peers.
I'm surprised
for
they
the other
didn't
one.
say the one with strawberry in it second.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No, well, I like it, but I think Emily's is just a little bit better. My profile.
Emily vindicated.
Yeah.
Always a bridesmaid.
And I think I like Jen's the best because it is just different than the status quo. Like I haven't tasted Oba Oba in a cream with ruby chocolate in it before. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, leave it to me to mix weird shit together.
Yeah, man.
Well, it's a novel concept. Like I haven't seen a recipe built like this before. And like, granted, that doesn't necessarily factor into heavily or whatever. I just think it's really cool seeing a recipe that I have no idea how the hell that's going to work and having it like translate out as well as it does. So
Yeah. It's a recipe for mixers.
Yeah, I was trying to go a little easier. Like I try not use many flavors. Like I'm trying to get cut down and make more simple recipes because I know we have an influx of new people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think if you would have made this any more complicated, it wouldn't have worked out. You know what I
I
mean?
can make a more complicated one.
I know you can. I enjoy the simplicity of it.
Very cool. Well, thanks for coming on, guys, and judging and critiquing our work. We always appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Anytime. Anytime you wanna come on, we'd love to have you. So
Yeah. Thanks for letting us try such great recipes. I know we make it sound really bad, but honestly, like, if anything has a flaw, it's usually a pretty small flaw, and it's like really good. Anyway,
well, that's your job, you know. You gotta make it sound. You gotta make
Not
it
only that, it gives you something different to vape than what you would normally mix.
that's true because I'd just be blasting my face with cooling.
we gotta keep you, a little less lazy than normal, and let you
Give you
broaden
something
your
for the
horizons a bit.
rotation.
Yeah.
good fucking luck at keeping me less lazy. Seriously.
I mean, if I weren't mixing for the show, I probably wouldn't be making new recipes. Like I mix the same things all the time.
Yeah. If I didn't do DIY or die, I probably wouldn't make new recipes either. I feel like you kind of have to have a reason to make new recipes once you have over 1,000 recipes in your backlog.
You're
Yeah, right.
exactly right. Because I'm the same way.
Yeah. You just run out of ideas. And then once you hit that point, you're like, there's no other reason to keep going.
Nothing you
It's
guys
not
do-
that you run out of ideas. It's almost like it's not the ideas that are lacking. It's just like you already
The
know
desire
what you
to
like and what you don't
taste
like.
it. Yeah, it's like I don't know if I really want to have that.
Yeah.
How often do you guys remix old recipes? Now that you have to mix new stuff. Do you guys
Never.
remix
Everything's perfect.
I've been doing that more lately. Yeah, I've been doing it more lately. Not so much before, but now that I don't even know what to mix anymore, I've just been going to the backlog and trying to make them better.
And I watch Noted on purpose so that I can think of something new to make because of whatever it is that you guys are talking about on Noted. I'm like, oh, I never thought about that flavor. Hold on, I think I have it.
I
Yeah.
usually
Pull it
just
out
sit
and
here
try to
and
make
sniff
something with
stuff.
Yeah, no, if it
Okay.
wasn't for Noted, like I probably wouldn't single flavor test any new flavors. I probably wouldn't, have any new stuff to play with. I would just stay with the old stuff I knew. So
Yeah. Anyone with like any modicum of sanity wouldn't do what we do if there was no
True.
reason to do it.
I
You
mean,
are right.
personal mixing, I don't really even measure much stuff anymore.
You just go by eye. You just eye it out.
Go by,
Seriously,
yep,
This is-
and sniff.
this is going to be about the next 3 months of my life.
That's
Just
what-
vaping double mint, like Wonder Flavors double mint. It's 120 milliliters of flavor.
See, and for personal use, I just mixed one huge ass bottle that needs a lot of steep and vape that most of the time.
Yeah, that's the drop method is, I think, what was ahead of its time. We need to bring back measuring by drops, I think.
for sure.
DIY or eyeball.
I do that when like altering recipes. Like if I've already mixed up a bottle and I'm thinking, oh, you could use like a little bit of this, and
Yeah.
I'm just too lazy to mix up a whole new bottle. I'll just open it up and I'll count by drops and be like, yeah.
I ruined a whole bottle of peppermint from FA that way, but I was actually tank mixing. I got tired of what I was mixing and I just wanted to add a little bit of peppermint, but when I put it in there, the tip got a little bit wet with the actual juice in there, and that was it. Now all I can smell is that lemon in there. Every time I use it, it's got a little bit of lemon.
I think the part of mixing that I still enjoy, and I haven't been doing like much of it publicly or too loudly or anything, but it's been fun kind of taking like that whole experimental stage and then like trying to bring it back around to actually taking a run at some stuff that I personally think hasn't been done particularly well, or kind of vexes me, and going back and doing that. Like I mix well to a challenge. It's just finding the motivation to get that challenge up,
My latest live mixing with Matt, we had a blast reviewing those old recipes. And I think there's something in that with like taking those old 2015 recipes,
Yeah.
or just popular recipes in general, and then just kind of reviewing them or making them better. That kind of puts you in the mood.
That's what we did on not this week, this Saturday, but last week on Fresher Show. We kind of took some old stuff, and it was kind of fun to revamp some older recipes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like my pistachio brulee, the Soho that you made, Emily, with 100 ingredients in it. I would totally make that so different now. There are things that can make that simpler now.
Sure. Yeah, it's crazy what's come out and replaces things and just makes them better compared to just even a couple years ago. So awesome. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us, and viewers, thank you so much for watching us. We do this for you. And James, I'm not sure if you have next week's profile picture to show. Any of you girls want to talk about next week's profile?
It's an old boot.
It's like an orange, creamy drink, ice cream looking thing. It could be like gingerbread with like some whipped cream and a cookie in it.
It's got a cinnamon stick in it. It's got what looks like a ginger snap in it as well. It could be pumpkin maybe, or orange.
Carrot cake.
Trash can full of old bananas and cloves. Get on it.
Sure. Yeah. Could do that.
Someone make a good ginger, something with ginger in it. I've been craving ginger.
Mm-hmm.
I've already mixed mine.
Is it public?
No.
This needs to be public.
It's delicious.
Made some pot sticker sauce the other day with ginger in it.
Can you vape it?
No, it's delicious though.
Coward.
I need some ginger in my life. I've just been like hankering for some ginger.
I don't know. It looks like a pumpkin smoothie to me.
We'll put the picture on Facebook either tonight or tomorrow, so that anyone who wants to play along can make a mix of it and see what it looks like. So, all right, guys, everyone have a good rest of your weekend. There's not much left of it, so enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.